Private islands, multi-million-dollar hotels, entire city skylines shaped by a single last name. These families don't just live in luxury, they own it. From buying the Hilton Paris ahead of the Olympics to building a global empire from paint. These are the trillion-dollar dynasties of Singapore. Families so powerful, their wealth quietly reshapes entire industries. What they own will leave you speechless. In the heart of Singapore's most iconic districts stand glass towers that shimmer like cut diamonds under the tropical sun. Hotels, skyscrapers, financial hubs, each one a quiet monument to a single name, Quek. This family didn't just build buildings, they designed the very face of modern Singapore. It all began in 1941 with Quek Hong Peng, a Chinese immigrant who founded the Hong Leong Group with little more than sharp instincts and relentless drive. Over the decades, the company evolved into a billion-dollar empire spanning real estate, finance, and manufacturing. But it was his son, Quek Lang Bang, who truly changed the game. A lawyer by training, but a visionary at heart, Quek Lang Bang transformed City Developments Limited, CDL, into one of the most prestigious property developers in Asia. Today, CDL owns, operates, or has built more than 24,000 luxury apartments worldwide. From exclusive residential towers in Singapore to world-class hotels across Europe and the US. His leadership was bold, but deeply strategic. In 2023, CDL made headlines by acquiring the Hilton Paris Opera, just ahead of the 2024 Summer Olympics. A move as elegant as it was calculated, timing the global spotlight with surgical precision. And the legacy continues. His son, Sherman Quek, now serves as CEO of CDL, leading the next generation with a focus on innovation and sustainability. Father and son, navigating together a market that never sleeps. But behind the boardrooms and billion-dollar deals lies something far more timeless: vision. The Quek family doesn't just invest in buildings, they craft legacies out of steel and glass and leave behind a skyline that whispers their name. In a world of glass towers, marble floors, and private jets, few would imagine that one of Singapore's greatest fortunes came from something as simple as paint. But for the Goh family, paint wasn't just a product, it was a canvas for empire. The story begins in the 1950s with Goh Chung Leung, a man of humble origins. At the time, post-war Singapore was rebuilding itself. While others focused on fast cash, Goh focused on quality. He started with a small paint shop, mixing colors by hand, selling to contractors and locals. Then came the moment that changed everything: a strategic partnership with Nippon Paint, one of Japan's most respected paint manufacturers. What started as a local partnership would soon expand into a multinational operation. Today, the Goh family controls Nippon Paint's Asia operations through the Wuthalum Group, a privately held conglomerate that owns stakes across coatings, chemicals, and property. Under their leadership, Nippon Paint now operates more than 50 manufacturing plants in 14 countries, employing over 15,000 people. That's not just a company, that's an industrial ecosystem. At the helm today is Goh Hup Jin, son of Chung Liang. Quiet, methodical, almost invisible to the press, yet he oversees one of the largest coatings businesses in the world, valued in the billions. But the Goh family hasn't stopped with paint. They've expanded into real estate and healthcare infrastructure, aligning their empire with long-term societal needs. From modern hospitals to research facilities, their touch is subtle but deeply transformative. And what's perhaps most remarkable, despite their immense wealth, estimated at over $12.7 billion, the Gohs have mastered the art of luxury in silence. No flashy headlines, no celebrity antics, just results, generation after generation. In a world obsessed with visibility, the Goh family remains a quiet storm, redefining what it means to build lasting wealth. Not with noise, but with color, consistency, and quiet power. Not all wealth wears a suit. Not all power needs a spotlight. In a world where billionaires fight for attention, the Chandler family chose another path: quiet impact. While others compete for headlines, they invest in humanity. The story begins far from Singapore, in New Zealand, where Richard Chandler and his late brother Christopher built their first fortune through daring, unconventional investments. But in 2006, Richard made a bold move. He relocated to Singapore. not just for tax benefits, but for access to Asia, to growth, to opportunity. There, he established the Claremont Group, a private investment firm unlike any other. Its portfolio? A tapestry of industries that shape the future. Healthcare, financial inclusion, education, and even sustainable aviation. This is wealth that thinks long-term. Take their investment in Hoan Mi Medical Corporation, Vietnam's leading healthcare group. A bold bet on access to quality care in one of Asia's fastest-growing populations. Or SBFC, an Indian fintech firm focused on microloans for underserved entrepreneurs. Chandler isn't throwing money at trends, he's engineering transformation. But perhaps the most visionary move lies in the sky. Through Magni-X and aviation aircraft, Claremont is pioneering electric aviation, developing propulsion systems and aircrafts that could redefine the future of flight. And they're not just prototypes. Aviation has secured $5 billion in aircraft orders, and the revolution has just begun. Despite a fortune exceeding $2.6 billion, Richard Chandler is rarely seen. He doesn't own sports teams or social media apps. His currency isn't clout, it's influence. He once said, "Wealth is not defined by what you keep, but by what you give and grow." And in that sense, the Chandler family is not just rich. They are visionaries, planting seeds in silence and letting the future bloom. In the world of technology, few stories are written in silence. They come with fireworks, funding rounds, and front-page headlines. But the rise of the Lee family and their company Sea Limited was written differently, like a quiet storm sweeping through Southeast Asia. It all begins with Forrest Lee, a Chinese-born entrepreneur with a passion for gaming, tech, and a dream too big for borders. He moved to Singapore not just to find opportunity, but to build it. In 2009, together with partners Gang Yi and David Chen, he founded Sea Limited, a company that would soon change the digital landscape of an entire region. Their first success was in gaming. Garena, Sea's gaming arm, struck gold with titles like Free Fire, captivating millions. But it was in e-commerce where the Lee family truly reshaped the game. In 2015, they launched Shopee, a platform tailored to Southeast Asia's unique needs. Mobile first, socially driven, lightning fast. Within just a few years, Shopee outpaced giants like Lazada and Amazon in the region. Not just another online store, a lifestyle ecosystem, from live stream shopping to integrated payments. In 2021, Forrest Lee reached a milestone that stunned the business world. He became Singapore's richest man, with a net worth nearing $19.8 billion. But then came 2022. A market crash erased trillions from the world's wealthiest portfolios, and Lee's fortune wasn't spared. His net worth fell by over 80%. But instead of retreating, he restructured. He doubled down on Shopee's profitability, cut back on profitable expansions, and focused on fintech growth through C-Money, the group's digital banking and payments arm. The result? A leaner, sharper Sea Limited, still one of the most influential tech players in the region. And through it all, Forrest Lee never chased headlines. He chased impact. Today, the Lee family's influence extends across gaming, commerce, finance, and digital infrastructure used by tens of millions daily. More than just wealth, their legacy is one of vision, resilience, and long-term thinking. Because in tech, fortunes rise and fall, but vision, that's eternal. In Singapore, wealth isn't always loud. Sometimes, it's built in stone. And if you've ever walked along Orchard Road, admired the luxury malls, or dined in world-class hotels, you've already stepped inside the world of the Ng family. You just didn't know it. The story begins with Ng Tang Fong, a visionary entrepreneur often called the King of Orchard Road. But he didn't inherit palaces, he built them. From humble beginnings, he transformed empty plots into luxury landmarks. Over the decades, he developed more than 700 properties across Singapore and Hong Kong, creating malls, condos, offices, and hotels that shaped the skyline itself. His philosophy was simple. Real estate is not about buildings, it's about people, community, and legacy. That belief became a dynasty. Today, his two sons, Robert and Philip Ng, carry the empire forward. Together, they lead Far East Organization and Sino Group, two of Asia's most powerful real estate entities. In Singapore alone, Far East Organization has built 1 in every 6 private homes. Not just places to live, entire neighborhoods. Their developments include luxury hotels, urban malls, and commercial centers that define Singapore's modern identity. In 2012, the family made headlines when they launched the Far East Hospitality Trust, the largest hospitality REIT in Singapore and one of the largest in Asia. A move that combined elegance with financial mastery. But what sets the Ng family apart isn't just size, it's consistency. While other developers chased trends, they built slowly, strategically, and sustainably. They understand the rhythm of cities, and they move with purpose. And through it all, they've maintained a rare quality in the world of billions: discretion. The Ngs rarely give interviews. They avoid headlines. But their buildings, they speak for them, silently towering above the rest. In the game of real estate, many build wealth. Few build empires. The Ng family did both. Some empires are built with steel, others with code. But the Kwok Empire was built with sugar. The journey begins in 1923 in the small town of Johor Bahru, Malaysia. A young man named Robert Kwok, born into a family of Chinese immigrants, would soon become one of Asia's most legendary businessmen. Fluent in English, Chinese, and Japanese, he navigated international trade with rare ease and sharp intelligence, qualities that would shape his legacy. In the late 1940s, Kwok began trading rice and sugar, but he wasn't just buying and selling, he was strategizing. By the early 1960s, Robert Kwok controlled over 80% of Malaysia's sugar market. The media called him the Sugar King of Asia. The nickname stuck, so did the dominance. But sugar was just the beginning. In the 1970s, he expanded into hospitality, founding one of Singapore's most iconic luxury brands, Shangri-La Hotels and Resorts. The very first Shangri-La opened in Singapore, a statement of elegance, grace, and Asian identity. Today, Shangri-La operates in over 20 countries, and the brand remains synonymous with timeless luxury. But Robert didn't stop there. His empire, through Kwok Group, expanded across sectors: shipping, oil, flour, animal feed, publishing, and property, with operations spanning China, Indonesia, Australia, Fiji, and the Philippines. Despite his immense influence and estimated fortune of over $15.5 billion, Robert Kwok is known for one thing: silence. He avoids media, rarely appears in public, and values humility above all. Today, his children and grandchildren carry the torch, managing various arms of the Kwok Group. Some live in Hong Kong, others in Singapore, but all follow the same principle: long-term vision over short-term gains. While the world watches tech titans and crypto billionaires burn bright and fade fast, the Kwok family reminds us of a deeper truth. Real power doesn't shout, it builds, and it lasts. In a city where real estate is the true currency of power, the Kumar family has mastered the game, not through spectacle, but through precision. Their story isn't loud. It doesn't begin with a flash. It begins with discipline, vision, and timing. In 2001, following the division of a family inheritance, Raj Kumar and his brother each took equal shares of their father's real estate holdings. Raj, however, had a different strategy, one rooted in patience and long-term value. Alongside his son, Kishan RK, they launched Royal Holdings and RB Capital, two investment firms that would go on to become major forces in Singapore's ultra-competitive property management. Their approach? Understated, but razor-sharp. They didn't chase headlines. They created leverage. One of their most notable moves? Acquiring the 223-room Gallery Hotel for $180 million. A bold bet in the vibrant Clark Quay district. But they didn't stop at the hotel. They acquired the retail block next door, turning two assets into a unified destination, blending hospitality, retail, and lifestyle in one seamless experience. Under Kishan's leadership, the family began a bold expansion into new verticals, most notably healthcare real estate. With the launch of RB Capital Healthcare, they're now investing in hospitals, clinics, and wellness infrastructure across Southeast Asia. A move that shows not just business acumen, but foresight. Today, Kishan RK is one of Singapore's youngest made billionaires. Known for his strategic mind, global network, and ability to spot opportunities before the market wakes up. And yet, like all great dynasties in this list, the Kumars remain profoundly discreet. No media stunts, no overexposure, just a growing legacy, meticulously built, project by project, detail by detail. Because while others build for the market, the Kumars build for the future. If you enjoyed this video about inside Singapore's most powerful and billionaire families, you'll definitely like this one about these billionaires' kids and their expensive lifestyle. You'll be shocked when you watch it. Don't miss it!